me about the back pain happened last year?
Well, it's a little bit longer than that. Back in 1966, I had some serious problems trying to walk, and I had been to an osteopath, and I'd been to a chiropractor. The doctor said, well, why don't you phone back the orthopedic surgeon, take an appointment and check it out. So I went to see him, and he told me 2 weeks in bed right away, and this was in December.
Yes.
And so I was in bed for 2 weeks, but it just got worse and worse and worse. And finally on December 23rd, I went to see him, and he says, uh-oh, we have to go right away to be operated because we're afraid you might have gangrene in your right foot. And I had no feelings at all in this area. And finally I was operated on January 2nd, and I had to lose 100 pounds in order for my body to be able to cope with the weight that I carried, because I used to weigh about 300, so I was double the size almost. However, everything went fine for about 19 years, and then things started to get worse until I saw myself starting on a new job, and I had to be on the road, and it just somehow or other things were not getting good. And a friend of mine, I said, I don't know what to do anymore. I went back to an orthopedic surgeon to check it out, and he told me that, of course, I had a lumbar disc disease, and that meant that my bones, my discs were all used up, and they were all they're all worn out actually, and that I had to live with the problem. And and he showed me how it works with these plastic skeletons that they have, and they use. So he said, well, I will have to live with the problem. And I said, no, I can't. I can't live. I have to work, and I have to walk properly. And it was difficult for me to walk. So until a friend of mine recommended me to come here and check it out. And finally, I think it was your dad that I saw at that time.
Yes.
And he checked me out, and I was just stunned. He worked on my back for about 1 hour. And I got up, I walked in with a cane, and I walked out. I was ready to go and run for an hour. I never, all of a sudden I was straight. The pain had gone. I was absolutely stunned, and he suggested I should come at least twice a week. So I did, because that was worth $1 million for me with all the pain I'd gone through. So I really then truly believe that there's other options.
Yes.
And I found that this Chinese medicine, the acupressure, that's something I had never known before. I found it to be really the solution to my problems. And I took about 10 treatments, and then I never needed to, I'd say, well, how long will I need the treatment? The answer was that I will know when I don't need any more treatments. You see, so it worked out. It worked out for me like to be a great gift on behalf of understanding acupressure and understanding the body functions, the nerve endings, and everything else. And that where the problem was in my back was not necessarily below the back. It was between my elbows here.
That's right, the shoulder blade.
The shoulder blade area and so on, and then when the touch came through on my spine in a certain area, I almost blacked out because I could feel the nerve coming down and being released in my spine. And that was quite an experience for me.
I remember last year there was twice happened that you came in with
Yeah.
your back band like this.
Oh yeah.
You were in pain.
I was absolutely, but I did stupid things. You see.
Yes.
I lifted something that I should have not.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was an air conditioner. Well, you know, that's a heavy object for me,
yes.
and to extend my arms to pick up something like that, I could feel the nerve in the back going, you know, ooh. I knew that I would be in bed for 2 or 3 or 4 days until I phoned you,
yes.
Since you've taken over your dad's profession. What a gift, Tony.
After I gave you the treatment, you feel okay?
Yeah, I mean, I was able to walk out okay. Sure, I felt the treatments, you know, you manipulated my spine to such a degree, but I found that the next day, okay, I was sore the next day, but I was able to walk straight.
Yes.
And that to me, you know, like I mentioned to you, I can't, you're the only person that I can confide in, or I can phone and I can say, hey, please may I have an appointment, because I don't know who else to go, because I can't go to conventional medicine because they've told me I have to live with the problem. Well, I've learned that I don't need to live with the problem, because you people and yourself as well, whenever I have a problem, I know who to call.
Thank you.
And I'm glad that you have taken on this profession, because I wouldn't know where to go. So that's my feelings, and I've recommended a lot of people that have come here and are cured today.
Thank you.
Some of them that have fallen on black ice, and everyone that I've tried to find, I said, look, you have a problem. I know there's some people up in St. Agathe where I live that do need, the spine is crooked like this, and I said they would need to come and see you, but you know, it's again, the distance is the problem, but and the traveling. But I know that you could do unblock it, or you could, it's probably locked in, the spine. Another great thing about it too is that my boss, when I got my new job, his wife had the 7 vertebrae in the back of the neck that were locked, and Therese is her name, and they were going to Spain on a vacation. And I had told my boss, I said, you know, you've seen me walk, when I first came in, and look how I walk today. I said, Raymond, look how I walk today. And I said, there's only one person that can do that, and that is
my father.
You're Mr. Kwan.
My father.
Your father. And I said, you know, and the son is carrying on this tradition. And I said, well, truly, why don't you go and see him? So he said, well, give me the address. So I gave him your card. And he came here, and he went for 20 treatments. His wife would come twice a week for 20 treatments. And the last day before they were supposed to go to Spain, your dad unlocked the last vertebrae. He's got a little more tricky, but he said, we're going to get it. And this woman could only walk like this before, and conventional medicine said, you have to live with the problem. And then I talked to Therese after you're coming back from Spain, and to Raymond. I said, Raymond, he says, you have no idea. We've had the most wonderful holiday. She could turn her neck around, look around the churches and everything else. We can't ask for a nicer gift.
Yes.
So for me, to you, I say, congratulations. I personally rely on you a lot.
Yes.
But it is my hope for continued success, and that this kind of art, or this kind of medicine be with you. Really, it's quite a great gift. So
thank you.
Thank you so much. Problem with Pierre is that he has
accident, ski accident.
He's had some ski accident probably that sort of misplaced his spine all along, and today it has affected his walking. Well, of course, he does drink a lot too. That doesn't help. But the point is that he has difficulty walking because sometimes he's woken up and he can't get up, or he has positively a lot of problems in that area. He walks on his heel, he does not walk properly. But one of the greatest discoveries is when you came to the house to help him out because he couldn't walk. Remember one Sunday?
Yes.
And you were able to give him a treatment, and which took a little while, but it was a very, very good treatment until you called me, and I was downstairs in the basement, and you asked me to come up and see him walk, and it was like a miracle.
Because even the friend who works with him, they noticed that the way he walked was changing, big change.
Oh yeah, I couldn't believe it, but it's you proved to me that you said to me that that could have been a spinal injury that occurred when he was in his ski days. And we're talking now, when he was in his 20s, so we're talking about 30 some odd years ago. So obviously his spine sort of stayed this way all these years, and over the time it deteriorated the nerve, and the nerve probably adapted to the condition of the spine. But what you did that stunned me was the fact that he noticed it himself, and he was walking straight, and I'd never seen him. And I've been with him for over 28 years now, and I've never seen him walk this way. So that proved to me that yes, there is some good in this acupressure. There is positively some good. Now, if he would take on the treatments as like I have suggested, and that he should at least go twice a week and follow this. Tony, all I can tell you is that I truly believe that he would be cured in walking today. He wouldn't be walking the way he is. But being the person he is, you can't bring a horse to drink water.
That's fine. But I would like you to describe how the way he walked before and after,
Well, he would walk on his heels. He would walk sideways like this all the time, sort of sloping back and forth. Whereas when you finished with him, he was walking straight
and
stable and balanced. You see, so being able to walk back, I mean, that just blew my mind, because he always walked on his heel, and he suffers from ataxia. So the conventional medicine says he has ataxia, which is a form of a branch of multiple sclerosis. But you told me that it's not necessarily that. You told me that obviously the fact that his spine is crooked and that he has not had that certain discs are locked in and they could be unlocked, that this could heal him. This could solve the problem.
I proved that could be changed.
You told me that could be changed, and
after you saw the change,
I saw that like a miracle in front of my eyes. And I swear to God, I was totally boggled. I could not believe, because I figured, well, poor guy, And but the nice thing is that he sensed it, and I said, you should really continue this.
But that's okay. Okay, thank you, Leo.
What can we do?